Hello, Internet, and welcome to an already published episode of TADPOG Podcast. So, we were supposed to be talking about Vegas stakes for the Super Nintendo, as our chaotic lord, the randomizer, had deigned. All hail the randomizer. But, as Ian Malcolm famously said, life finds a way to fuck us out of being able to record. I don't really want to get into the details of what is going on, but the TLDR version is Tyler was not able to record this week for a very appropriate reason, and I didn't want to record this very special episode on Vegas Stakes without him. If you're really bummed out that we're not covering Vegas Stakes this week, you can still get your fix. I did stream this game on Twitch, and that VOD is available at twitch.tv/tadpog_podcast if you would like to watch that. If you still want more TADPOG, you're more than welcome to come hang out with me on Twitch this Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Central, also known as TADPOG Church. I'm not sure what I'll be playing yet, but I do plan on being there. Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Central, twitch.tv/tadpog_podcast. So we will be doing an episode on Vegas Stakes. That's still planned. It's probably just going to be a little bit later. And just like Disney, we're opening the vault and we're publishing a pre-published Patreon episode. Specifically, this episode is on Super Mario Odyssey. We originally published this on April 2nd, 2018, so keep that in mind. I really don't like releasing Patreon episodes into the wild because I want those episodes to be exclusive to the TADPOG listeners who pledge to us on Patreon. I want them to be special. But on the other hand, we haven't missed a week in almost 7 years that we've been doing this podcast, and I would really like to keep that streak going, and I will definitely cheat when I have to. To the Patreon donors, thank you for your support. I hope you understand us releasing this episode to the regular feed. And to the non-Patreon donors, if you enjoy this episode, please do me a favor and thank someone you know who supports the show on Patreon, whether that be on the Facebook page, the Facebook group, Tadpog Nation, or the Discord, bit.ly/Tadpog Discord. If you know somebody who donates, please thank them because without the donors, we would not have an episode for this week. So without further ado, I hope that you enjoy this stopgap solution that is Super Mario Odyssey.
Salutations, Tadpog Upper Crust. You, our most valued and treasured listener. You take your hard-earned money and squander it on these two mediocre assholes. For this, we thank you with our full hearts and our full dicks. So now, enjoy your monthly bonus dose of Tadpog, you beautiful, beautiful people.
Hey Patreon, sup Internet Patreon, sup guys, sup with the whack PlayStation, sup. That's a quote from Joy, Friends, Season 4.
What was the quote?
Sup with the whack PlayStation, sup.
What's up with the whack PlayStation sup?
He's trying to play he's trying to play
Tony
a high
Hawk.
schooler. He's trying to play Tony Hawk.
Yeah. What's up, fellow students? I think Steve Buscemi did it better.
Yep.
Sorry, friends. You're a fine show and all, but you're no Seinfeld and you're certainly no 30 Rock.
No.
I'm sorry.
I can't get Melissa on that 30 Rock train.
Really? No shit?
Eventually she was against The Office at first. But she got really, really into The Office.
Have you seen that Toby the Strangler thing?
I believe that 100%.
No. They made a video.
Oh, no.
Like The Office made a video for that.
Like
apparently.
confirming Toby is the.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I saw it on Facebook the other day, and I was like, "Oh shit, I want to watch that." And then I was like, "But then I have other stuff I need to do, so I will surely remember it." And I didn't until you just mentioned that. Yeah, apparently there is like a canon. There's like a canon video of from the creators of The Office. I guess I don't know if it's Ricky Gervais or what, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
And I can't get Brandy Jr. really on the Office train, but she's all about Parks and Rec.
Oh, then she'd love The Office.
I think she would if she
At
gave
least
it
the
a,
first
give it a
5
shot.
seasons.
And then I've got some. Melissa will watch some Parks and Rec and laugh, but she doesn't like it that much. Thinks The Office is a lot better.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I also think The Office is better, but I do think like Signal to Noise. Like I feel like Parks and Rec has a better ratio than The Office.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know the first season of Parks and Rec, I know you don't like. I think it's probably the weakest season. I don't think it's bad. And then the rest are all just really good. Like there's not a season of Parks and Rec where it's like, yeah, that's not a good season. But there's
Yeah,
like
as opposed
3
to
or
The
4
Office.
seasons of The Office where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I hate to say it because it's like, I don't know. I like all the other actors on The Office and I like the writing, I guess, up until a point. Like, I feel like the writing suffered when fucking Michael left the show.
Yeah, I still didn't really know what to do. Plus,
Yeah.
like, I just hate how I was really starting to like Andy, and I feel like they did shitty things to Andy because they were
Oh, yeah.
mad he was involved in the fucking Hangover movies. So his
Oh, is that right? I hadn't
so
heard
his,
that.
his filming schedule was
I got you.
off, so
Yeah.
that's why he disappeared for a while. I just don't feel like the writers handled that very well.
I don't know if this is true or not, but if I were a writer on The Office and Steve Carell were leaving, I, as a writer, would be like, we should end this show. And then if the producer or I don't know who's in charge of that, the Jack Lemmon of The Office was like, no, you got to do it anyway. I'd probably be like, all right, I'm going to do a shitty job.
Because apparently, like, he left right in the middle of a huge spike in the office. Like, they were still doing like incredibly
Yeah,
well.
really, yeah.
Which
good
I feel like
ratings.
that's kind of the time to leave.
Yeah, I agree.
In the middle of at a high point after
know.
7 seasons, I feel like it's the
Yeah.
most ideal point.
Especially like
to end
at
it.
that time, everything was wrapped up. Like all the important things are like wrapped up because it's
Yeah.
like everything with like Michael Scott's relationships were that was all wrapped up.
Jim and Pam were
wrapped
good.
up. Dwight and Angela honestly was kind of at a point where it like should have been done because
Yeah.
it's like I know that's what they tried to continue on with. Where it's like I don't really honestly give
Dwight,
a shit.
Angela, and Andy and Aaron
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah.
I mean, Aaron's hot, but I mean, other than that, I don't really give a shit about all these
Yeah.
relationships. So I don't know. I just felt like they were trying to like, oh man, Jim and Pam was like such a driving force of this show. We need another Jim and Pam. Let's try it with like unlikable characters because like Jim and Pam were like the only
This is
like
the comic relief, not like the grounded characters people relate to, but the bombastic buffoon characters.
Yeah, dude, I would. Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no shit, man. Especially with like Dwight. I mean, it's like I don't. Who buys any of this with Dwight? Because it's like his life is
Let's
so.
have Kevin and Karen. We think we can make that work into something really good, really nice.
Karen, it took me a moment. I would have liked for them to have shown us more of Stanley's relationship stuff with his wife and girlfriend. I mean, I think that would have been like the storyline
Yeah.
to do, or like really look into some Creed shit. I hope Creed is like heavily featured in the Stratton Strangler video that is out. But it's Toby. I mean, it's got to be.
No,
Toby.
I hope it is.
Yeah.
that makes everything about it even better. The way he's just so quiet and creepy, and that it would make Michael like, you were right the whole time to not like this guy. You felt it what no one else did.
Yeah, on one hand, I can totally see it. On the other hand, it's like, man, it kind of feels to me like wedging something in a la a Zelda timeline. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this isn't
You
a
stuff carefully planned out the entire time. Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we
exactly.
totally did that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But to be honest, I mean, like, there's so many. Rhythm Master Paul Korn sent me like a link full of like inside jokes and visual background gags in The Office, and it's like they're pretty deep. I mean, they
Yeah.
go pretty fucking deep, and it's like, from the way I understand it, they would film a whole bunch of scenes and then just pare them down. So because of that, like, they would film like scenes that still they don't exist, like we never saw them, but the shit that happened in that scene, like there's still like evidence that
Still
they
happened.
happened.
Oh, that's
Right?
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and it's like, yeah, they still happened. Just because we didn't see it, it happened.
Yeah.
And I do think that's kind of neat.
I enjoyed what one time whenever Ryan had Creed asked Ryan to help us up a blog.
Yeah.
And
Creed
Ryan just
thoughts
opened the Word document. I paused it where you could see the screen of what he was typing.
Yeah.
That whole thing. And I remember like reading it and laughing very, very hard.
Yeah, I like Creed Thoughts. Oh, that's got to be a real blog or a podcast. Creed Thoughts. We should start an office. There's like probably a billion episode by episode The Office
probably.
podcast, and probably one of them is already called Creed Thoughts. But if it's not, we should do it. Patreon goal.
But both Melissa and Brainy Jr., I cannot get on the 30 Rock train. I tried.
Really?
Yeah.
Brainy Jr. would like it a lot.
I think she would.
Based
I
on
think
her
Melissa would
taste.
too. Like, I think it would take her some time to get into it. But
Yeah, probably.
man, there's just some shit in 30 Rock that I think is just.
30 Rock.
There are moments in 30 Rock who were just. Oh, they're. I mean, from the 3 shows I've mentioned, I feel like they're all super like pinnacle moments of hilarity, and I think everything 30 Rock has matches The Office and Parks and Rec.
Yeah, 30 Rock is a little. It's a little more slapsticky. I think it's a little wackier than The Office.
Well,
or
anything with
Parks and
Tracy,
Rec.
yeah.
Right, and I mean not just that, but I mean it's like I don't know a whole like Rachel Dratch and like that's her name, right?
Rachel Dratch. Yeah.
Dratch.
Yep.
Dratch.
Dratch.
Yeah, the Rachel where it sounds like a cat is vomiting in the corner. Not a good last name. I'm sorry, Rachel Dratch. You're funny, but man, yeah, a lot of her stuff is like all slapsticky too, or not slapsticky, but just wacky. You know, where
what
it's
is
like visual gag, Rachel Dratch.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm friends with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, so I'm bit parts in everything that they do.
Right. She was supposed to have like what Jenna Maloney's like she was supposed to be Jenna, right?
Oh,
Rachel Dratch.
okay.
And then like she wasn't.
I can see where producers are like, oh, yeah, well, we got this pretty girl who's also funny.
Right. Yeah. He was like, she's also funny. She's like on the X-Men trading card. Like her energy is like lower, but like her power is higher. And like Rachel Dratch is like the same numbers are just flipped.
Yeah, because I think Rachel Dratch, I don't think Jenna would have been a good part for Rachel Dratch.
I agree.
I think you have to play into the stereotype. Like the headliner of a show is going to be what they would be cast as. You know, they would cast someone like Jenna who is just attractive. Like that would be the like attractiveness first. Then if they're funny, that we can make that work.
Yeah.
Good.
Do either Melissa or Brainy Jr. like SNL?
I can get Melissa to watch SNL with me now.
Okay, so that's a hard sell.
Yeah, they're both not crazy about it,
Okay.
but Melissa will watch it with me, and depending on like who the host is and stuff like that, she will get into it and enjoy.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, if they're SNL fans, it's a real easy.
It's easy,
It's a real
but
easy
yeah, they're
crossover to 30 Rock.
They're nothing like I am. I fucking love SNL.
Yeah, I
I'll
know.
watch
Yeah.
any season of SNL
Yeah.
and enjoy it.
It's okay. I'm fine with SNL.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like there's obviously some talented people on there. I guess my big complaint with SNL is always like, fucking get in, do the sketch, and get out. Like Kids in the Hall. Like, I mean, like I never felt like a Kids in the Hall sketch went too long, but like. Probably 30% of SNL that I watch, I'm like, I got the joke, and you're just doing the fucking joke over and over and over again. And it's like,
that.
people complain about this in Family Guy, but not SNL. I don't understand. I guess it's because one's a cartoon. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of talented people in SNL.
Oh yeah, fucking now
sure.
because I feel like they have their slumps, but
Yeah, these last few seasons have been really good.
yeah, Kate McKinnon, man.
Yeah,
Kate McKinnon, I think
really
is
good.
one of the best
Yeah.
SNL cast members of
She's
all
really good.
time.
She's really good.
She's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
hey, but we're gonna talk about Mario Odyssey today.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, but by request of me.
Yeah, of TADPOG fame, Tyler of having a beard on this show
Yep.
fame. We're going to talk about Mario, Super Mario Odyssey.
Because I know you were all about it when it first came out. You
Yeah.
put a ton of time into it. You loved
Yeah,
this game.
yeah, I did. I wish you wouldn't have said that because it's like I don't fucking remember.
You put a
anything
lot of
about
time
it.
in it a long time. Well, I think it's going to be the classic syndrome of why like you didn't remember much about Mario RPG because you crammed it all in in a weekend and beat it really. I feel like if you if you binge a game like that, it's easier for you to forget about it.
Yeah, totally. And I didn't like beat it in a weekend, but I mean, I did like, it was the only game that I played for like maybe 2 weeks. And I tried to get all the moons and stuff, and I got burnt out on that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even attempt that. Like I knew that was insanity.
Yeah, that's probably like a good way to go into it. Because like I went into it like immediately. I was like, I'm going to get all the moons because I am playing this on Twitch. That's also like a thing that I feel like whenever I like stream a game, I feel like I don't remember it as well. And a lot of times it's because I feel like I'm not like real, like
you can't
I'm not
get immersed.
in
the experience.
I'm not 100% into the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like 70% into the game, and then reserving 30% of that brain space for, making sure that everything's working and making sure that I'm talking to people in chat.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So did you like Super Mario Odyssey?
Let me say this about
Is it better than Friends?
Well, because I wanted this game. You talked so highly about it.
Yeah.
And I wanted it, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know, a full retail AAA Nintendo purchase. That's a lot of money. I don't know. I want to play, but maybe I'll wait a little bit. Maybe
They
it'll
hold their
come down.
value,
I don't
though.
know.
Like, I mean, if that's any kind of consolation,
Yeah.
that's
But-
how I justify it.
Amazingly, Treasure Goblin Master Mold Mike Lanham, he just texted me a friend code or a code. I plugged it in my Switch. Boom! He'd bought me Super Mario Odyssey.
That was nice.
I was like, well,
Yeah.
fuck yeah!
Now
I'm
you have, now
I'm gonna play
now
it.
you can play it.
And this game, I believe, excluding the ones that I've played for the show, this is the first game because I didn't play this for TADPOG.
Yeah.
I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
Mike got it for me. I played it.
And then you were like, let's do it on Patreon. And I was like, nah. And then you were like, a couple weeks later, you're like, let's do it for Patreon. I just finished it. I was like, nah, okay. And then last Friday, you were like, hey, you want to record that episode? I was like, nah. How about Sunday? And here we are on Easter, recording a podcast on Super Mario Odyssey.
Because it is the first 3D platformer that I have played and beaten entirely on my own, I believe, since Crash Bandicoot 3.
Yeah.
So since the PlayStation
crashing.
era, I have not gotten that into a 3D platformer in that fucking long. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're not. I like them okay, but they're not really my thing. But this game, I thought was fucking fantastic,
a good
I
game.
played through it. And I wish Kenna was here. She had to go back to Meg's, but she loved watching me play it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
That's Mario.
Yeah.
I mean, kids, like, fucking, it's like, there's a quality to this game. Like, all Mario games, I feel like, or most Mario games, where it's like, it's magical. I mean, I know that sounds fucking lame, but it is. It's magical. It's like a thing that it's like magical for adults, and it's even more magical for kids because it's like, I was playing today just to kind of brush up, and I was doing the brutal gauntlet tower or whatever. And Henry was playing. He got his Easter stuff this morning, so he's got this new Play-Doh set, and he's playing with it. And he stopped and like wandered over and like stared up at the TV, and then like when one of the Brutals dies, they burst into a puff of smoke and coins explode, and he's like, "Coins!" I was like, "Yeah, there are coins. Very good."
Yeah, because Kenna would come in and be like, "Daddy, can we play Mario? We need to save the princess."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So she would always either put it on the TV in the living room and she'd sit in my lap, or she'd lay with me in bed and we'd just play it on the Switch. And she was very into it, and asking questions and cheering for me.
That's
and
nice.
something would happen, she'd get sad. Like it was really nice.
Yeah,
and then
it sounds really great.
where Mike had sent us Cappy, their own little
Yeah,
model.
the hat, the real hat.
Kind of like wearing that around while we would play. So it was,
That's awesome.
It was really nice.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the big crux to the game. If you haven't played it, I don't think we're really. I don't know if we spoil anything. I still think the game is worth playing. Like,
Yeah.
that's how good I think that it is. Like, and it's really not like story heavy.
I don't think you play a Mario game and just spoilers.
Yeah.
Like it's still Bowser kidnaps the princess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty basic as far as story goes. But like the big thing, the new thing, the gimmick of the game is Cappy, Mario's hat, which everyone listening, I'm sure, knows. But it's like Mario uses the hat to possess anything essentially that any living creature that isn't wearing a hat already. If it's wearing a hat, hats don't beat hats. So it's kind of like if you're playing paper, rock, scissors, and you both throw scissors.
Just
doesn't work.
cancel each other out.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. But if you're like, if you throw a hat and they're not wearing a hat, then it's like scissors and paper. You just you cut right through it, and then you possess them. And then you go home. You possess a Goomba, and then you go home and have sex with that Goomba wife. It's a lot like Face Off, the movie.
Yeah.
The movie Face Off, not to be confused with the Broadway musical Face Off.
There's a Broadway musical.
There's
based
not.
on?
I just
Okay.
thought it'd be. I just thought it'd
I
be
was
funny.
like, hey man, you got me on a Broadway thing.
Yeah, it's actually like it's an anti-Facebook Broadway play called Face Off.
So it's coming. All right.
It is coming. Yeah.
It's coming.
Well, weirdly enough, it still does have Nicolas Cage and John Travolta in it, but they're actually playing the Hingelweisen twins. I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
I don't.
Winklevoss.
Winklevoss. I was close. I knew it was a weird name. Sorry to all the Winklevoss surname owners who are listening to this. Yep. So that's it. Cappy. He's a big deal.
Yep. Because I guess post Mario 64, all Mario games have had sort of a gimmick in them.
Yeah. I mean, it really does. I mean, like Sunshine, the gimmick was Flood.
Yeah, which I think is the poorest example of the gimmick. Just a few quality of life things would have changed it, like to use Flood while moving.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I feel like that simple tweak alone would have made Sunshine a better game.
Have you played any of the Splatoon games?
No.
Like, if you play one of those within 3 to 4 minutes, at least when I was playing it, like 5 minutes in, I was like, oh man, this is how Flood should have been in Sunshine. Because it feels really good. And it's very similar because, like, in Splatoon, you're like shooting ink. And in Flood, with Flood, you're shooting water. It's pretty much the same kind of feel.
Yeah.
Except for Splatoon's like really fast and like you're moving and shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I guess minor spoilers if you care. Basically, Bowser is doing a forced wedding on Princess Peach, and he wants to perform the perfect wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
So he has kidnapped all of these iconic things from all these different kingdoms that would play into a perfect wedding. So he gets a tiara, I guess, which is the form of one of the Cap people.
Yeah, it's Cappy's fiance, actually. Yeah, who gets kidnapped. So it's not only the princess that's kidnapped, it's also, I can't remember her name. Is it just Tiara?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
She's
at all.
kidnapped as well, and she's she's Mario's hat's fuck thing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, think about that while you're wearing the hat.
And then basically Mario and Cappy then team up to save them. So and then Cappy has his own powers that augment Mario.
Right. And all the hat creatures, the animated objects have, they all live in these like steampunk dirigibles. And like the one that I guess Cappy owned and Mario took over or whatever is it's the best one.
Yeah.
It's the biggest one. It's the best
It's
one.
crash landed in some prehistoric looking land that you have to go revive it, rebuild it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you do have to rebuild it.
So because I guess the very first land is like Capland, which they're all from. And it has a very Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah, it's very Tim Burton
feel to it.
because it's all like monochromatic black and white and grays and
Because the cat people look like Boos, but they're wearing hats.
yeah,
That's really what it boils down
Yeah.
to. And then from there, you'll go to
makes sense I guess because they possess things.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
it's like the prehistoric land. I can't remember what it's called, but you go
Yoshi's
there
Island.
to Yoshi. Oh yeah, you go there to bring back the airship, and that was a cool first exposure to the game because you can throw Cappy at a T-Rex, and Mario can possess the T-Rex, and it has his hat and his mustache,
Right.
And you're going around and collecting, because you have to collect moons. The ship is powered by moons.
Right.
Which you don't see them very often. Like, I remember the last time I saw one Super Mario World,
Yep.
they were 3-ups,
Yep.
which were very, very rare.
Yep, and they're really cool. That's why I was happy to see them in this game.
Because it's a better alternative to stars, because they did stars in Mario 64.
Yep.
So I'm glad they went a little bit of a different
Yeah,
route.
me too. And it's like there are a lot of Mario throwbacks in this game. A lot with like the moons, obviously, and the costumes. Like the Mario costumes are like, as far as I know, I'm not 100% positive because I don't know with all the DLC and stuff, but like all of the costumes that were in the game when it launched were were costumes that Mario had worn.
Oh, at some point in time over all the games he's been in.
Yep. And some of them are very obscure.
Yeah.
Like he has the costume that he's wearing in like the golf. I can't remember the name of the game, but it's like the golf tournament. It's his American outfit because it's like there's no way that's from a game.
NES Open.
Yeah, I believe it is from the NES Open, and it's like fuck. I guess all right. And that could be wrong because I don't have it in front of me. But I mean, it's like that's what I had been told according to the internet. That's what they told me.
You don't realize there. It's fine. And the game, as you go through, it's all about collecting moons, regular coins, and then special coins specific to the land that you're in to buy special items, like to unlock costumes and collectibles that will decorate your ship.
Yeah, like stickers and stuff.
Statues and stuff like that. Yeah. That's cool. And it's all about finding the moons. There are hundreds and hundreds of moons in this game, and they range from like just finding them in out of the way places, obvious places, getting them from bosses, getting them from special quests, running, doing tasks, all sorts of things. Races and fetch quests,
challenges,
shit like that. Challenges, yeah. I mean, there's so many damn moons.
Yeah, there are a lot. The good news is, like, you don't need them all. You don't really need. I mean, I don't need. I mean, like, I feel like it's a low percentage that you need. Like each world has a set amount that you need to collect in order to leave, and it is way lower than the maximum number of moons.
It's less than 20, but there've got to be 50, 60 moons on every stage.
Yeah, I mean, some of the smaller ones only have like in the 20s
until after you've beaten the game.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing I think is really cool about this game is like the post game is really fucking robust.
Probably even bigger than the main game.
It's fucking huge. Yeah. And it's like I got credits and I unlocked both. I don't know. There might be more, but I unlocked. I guess the big spoiler is if you really, really fucking don't want to know anything about the game, this is probably the biggest spoiler. So warning for that. The finale of the game takes place on the moon. And when you collect enough moons, you actually unlock the dark side of the moon, and then you unlock the darker side of the moon. And I don't know if there's any more worlds after that you unlock. That's all that I
Not
unlock.
at this point. I mean, there could be in the future DLC, but
those, like, everything, like the dark side of the moon and the darker side are really difficult. Very difficult.
The gravity's different on the moon, in the Moon Kingdom, and it changes up the game drastically.
And then and then they take your hat away, which just makes it really hard because that is the core mechanic of this game.
And there are so many different moves to do with your throwing your cap and jumping on it and then bouncing it out, like all sorts of. Most of the moves I never use, but there are so many different maneuvers with jumping in the cap and all sorts of shit.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big one. The move where you throw the cap, because you can throw the cap out, and if you touch the cap while it's spinning, you will jump. It'll boost you up into the air. And then you can throw it again in midair and do a dive move. And if you dive and hit the hat, Cappy, you get another boost. So it's people like.
I see people doing shit like in areas they weren't supposed to be able to get to.
Wild shit like that. Yeah. But what's great about that is every time I would see somebody get to an area that they're, quote, not supposed to get to, there's like coins or something waiting up there.
Yeah.
So I love that because it's like, we know you can get here. Most people won't, but here's 3 coins. Just to let you know.
Acknowledge.
Yeah, just to let you know. Yeah. You're not where we didn't expect you to be.
Because there's also, I like that it flips back and forth between this new Mario and you go into a pipe and you're 8-bit Mario.
Yeah, they have those little retro segments, which are very cool.
Which I really, really like those.
It's like straight up out of Super Mario Brothers 1, the original Super Mario Brothers. I also like that whatever costume you're wearing, if it's a full costume, it is also 8-bit, 8-bit-arized, which is a nice touch.
Which Kenna always wanted me to be naked Mario.
Naked Mario?
Mario just in his boxers.
Oh, okay. The the swimming trunks?
Yeah, just like the heart boxers, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I don't remember that one.
It was like a 1,000 coin unlock in like the first kingdom or whatever. And she's like, yeah, be a naked jaybird.
Be a naked
All
jaybird.
Right. All right. That's what my mom always says. So now that's what I'm a naked jaybird. Be a naked jaybird.
Be a naked jaybird. I like the skeleton. That was probably my favorite one.
Oh, see, I've seen that. I haven't gotten it yet though.
Yeah, I didn't spend any coins really until I had enough to buy that skeleton.
Yeah.
So which was nice because it's like I got to the end of the game and it's like, hey, that's cool. Here's all of my money.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. And as you go through, because Bowser wants like the perfect like wedding cake and stew to serve at the wedding and the dress.
For a rapist, he's a perfectionist.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Alleged rapist.
So
He's
you
a
go in
perfectionist.
through every different biome or setting you've seen in Mario. I feel like the big new one is New Donk City,
Yeah, New Donk City was a big deal.
which was like they teased that pretty early on because you could find paintings a la Mario 64 that would transport you to a land you haven't been to where you could just see over into it.
Right.
Like in Mario World. I remember there was a pipe, like a hidden pipe, where you would go to like one stage that was on a ledge of World 8 where you could look down and see like the Vegas flashing lights of Bowser before you had to go back in the pipe and go back.
Yep.
So to tease you about what's
Yep.
coming.
Yeah, I think that was like from like World 3 or something like
Yeah.
that, right? It's in that like cavern with the lake and stuff.
That's it, yeah. Vanilla Dome.
Yeah, Vanilla Dome. Nice. I almost said Donut Plains, but that's not right.
It's Second Land.
I know, yeah. It's been a long time since I played World.
That's the one I'll get an itch to play more often than not.
Yeah.
And I'll usually play through till Vanilla Dome and then satisfied, then I'll stop.
Yeah, man. Every time I go back to World, I get to what's the name of the forest world?
Force of Illusion.
Yeah, I get to the Forest of Illusion, and it's like,
That's when
I'm
shit gets
done.
wonky.
Yeah.
So I get it.
So it's usually like, yeah.
And then
I'm
what?
done.
Choco Island, I don't think was that fun of a world anyway.
Yeah.
Once it gets to
Yeah,
like the
Choco
really
Island is-
obscure shit,
with
like
all the
where you have
donuts.
to jump a certain way and go to a different pipe or make a certain different enemy spawn to
Yeah.
make go a different route. Like in both those worlds, that's when I kind of lose a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I always go back to, man, this is tough because I was going to say I always go back to 3, but that's not true. Typically, I always go back to 1.
yeah.
Yep. And one's fun.
Yeah.
And it's like I can beat one really fast. And that's usually what I do. Like I don't even like explore around or anything. It's just like, all right, I take this warp and then I take that warp and then I take that and then and then we're done. And it's like, all right.
I guess I just remember as a kid playing World, and because I didn't have any guides, my parents would have killed me if I'd called the Nintendo Power Line or anything like that. So
It's a good thing you didn't.
yeah, yeah,
We wouldn't be recording.
it's true, wouldn't it? But finding shit like that on my own, I
Yeah.
think that's why, like
Yeah.
finding the Big Boo and Star Road and shit like that on my own,
Yeah.
and finishing out Star Road, like that's why it stands out
Yeah.
in my mind always so clearly, and the one I want to go back to.
Yeah.
I love 3. Like 3 next to World would be Mario 3.
3 is tough. And I know on our show we have done 3 versus World before. It's a tough one. It really is. Because 3, they're both wonderful games.
Yeah.
They're both wonderful games. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, they're all pretty wonderful. Like each one has like 1 and 2, 3 World. I think some of the Wii titles kind of get where I'm kind of like,
They
but-
kind of blur together a little bit
Yeah.
for me.
And I didn't play a lot of Galaxy. I know, like Nicole
I like
fucking
Galaxy.
loves Galaxy.
Yeah,
I didn't
Galaxy
spend
was
a lot
good.
of time on Galaxy.
Brandon
so.
and I played that one, I remember, in our first apartment in Murray. So, yeah, I liked Galaxy a lot. I honestly, 2D Mario is my favorite Mario.
I'm with you.
And it's because of my age, I'm sure. 3D Mario, Mario survived the transition from 2D to 3D. And that's a big deal. And I think that's a testament to just the way that Nintendo designs games, because it's 3D Mario is completely different than 2D Mario.
Oh, 100%.
But there's enough of 2D Mario in 3D Mario where it doesn't feel completely foreign. You know what I mean? I mean, it's fucking different for sure, but it they keep enough of the trappings to where it's like, all right, well, it is different, but at least it is still Mario.
Yeah, because I like Mario 64. Okay,
I do too.
It is by far my favorite 3D platformer on the N64.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Worlds ahead of
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Odyssey is by far my favorite 3D Mario. I fucking Odyssey.
Yeah.
Amazing. And for me to go that me to enjoy a game that far outside of genres I enjoy. I think says something.
Yeah, and I think that you brought up the N64, which and other platformers on the N64. I'm glad that you did because we talked about how many moons there are. I wanted to make it really fucking clear that you don't have to collect them all because it doesn't fall into the rare trappings on the N64. With like Donkey Kong 64 is like probably the most notorious.
Yeah, I watched a super entertaining video on the speed run for Donkey Kong 64.
Oh yeah.
And
do you remember the speedrunner by any chance?
I don't. Off the top of my head.
Just
it would go back and forth so many times.
Oh, like, it would like show you different speedrunners?
Different speedrunners. Like it'd be between these two guys, and then like a third guy out of nowhere would come in.
Oh,
and
okay.
the third guy's in, and then like a fourth person out of nowhere, and then a Japanese player would even say his name, would hold the record. So it was all over the place.
So was it like documentary style, like just talking about speedrunning Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
About how it started, like a guy who had several, like back in the day in the 90s, he had several speedrun records, and he had the quintessential one of like 4.5 hours for Donkey Kong 64.
Wow.
Which,
not 100%, I'm assuming.
No, it was just like, but that is playing it the way it was designed to be played as quickly as possible.
Okay.
It was 4.5
So like no
hours.
glitches and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay.
But then it was introducing, and people started introducing the glitches and things like that to pare it down.
Sure.
To where I think the world record now is like 27 minutes. Something like that.
That's about how long I want to spend with the game.
Yeah, but say like if that was how long it was, I could do it. But it's just it also watching that video reminded me of like just how much fucking shit there is, and how it is such an absolute agonizing collectathon.
Yeah,
constantly because it broke down like. All right, there are essentially four barriers in every single world of items you have to collect. And it was like this key, the colored bananas, and the giant bananas.
Right.
And then to get in this door, and the boss, you have to collect this and this and this.
It's like
it's
like the insanity
Christ.
wall with like red line, like red string, like tied.
So then they showed basically how you can. A lot of times you can skip a lot of that shit really easy, like what the orangutan character with the stretchy arms. If you go like the signs that require the giant bananas, you can sneak behind them and stretch out his arms and he'll touch the point behind it, and you'll just get to go
teleport
past it.
To that point.
It works
That's funny.
on like 6 of the 7 worlds,
nice,
to where you can just bypass that.
I'm assuming that counts as a glitch.
Yeah,
because that's not intended. I'm assuming.
No. And then like different like the little tiny Kong glitches that you have to have her to do and shit like that, and weird stuff that people broke down, how they figured out like pressing start at a certain time in the tutorial or the intro will basically allow you to start with all the moves unlocked, so then you have to don't spend any time unlocking all the moves. You start skipping characters and shit like that immediately, and clip points and stuff like that. It was interesting seeing how people were able to exploit all the shit in that game to get around like a lot of stuff I don't think is fun anyway. So,
I love that you watched that. Can I ask you why you did? It's surprising. Like, was it just like a next video up
I've
on
been
YouTube
watching a
kind
lot of shit like I like watching speed runs and breakdowns of speed runs.
Yeah, because you sent me a Super Mario Brothers.
I will never speed run ever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You say that now.
Oh no, that is not me. That is not me. Like
you're interested in it enough to watch.
I'm interested in it. I'll watch other people do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm interested in like I don't know, construction, but I'm never going to go out and like, get my hands dirty and like,
Are you
build
really
shit.
interested in construction?
Vaguely. Architecture.
Okay, architecture. All right, yeah. That's just like, wow, I never knew Tyler was interested in swinging a hammer.
But yeah, I just like that kind of pressure and spending that time memorizing the same thing repetitively doesn't appeal to me. But if I can watch the pared down, succinct version of like the world record runs, okay, that's entertaining. All right, see how it got to that point. Condense like a decade of people playing the same level over and over and over again into a 15-minute video. Yeah, you can do that. That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, low entry fee there.
Yeah,
low time investment, much lower than actually speedrunning the game. Yeah, speedrunning is kind of one of those things where it's like, man, I could see myself getting into it, but I don't think that I want to, because it's like I try to do Ghosts and Goblins as fast as possible.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, the amount of time and effort I have to put into this game, this one game, to get like even like 6th place or 7th place in the world is a lot.
Yeah.
The
only game ever that I have been remotely interested in beating quickly and playing a lot to do that is Super Punch Out. That is the only all the games I've ever played. That is the only one I've been like, I'm gonna do this. I would set the times for myself till I could beat anybody under this time and under this time.
And you did that as a kid, right?
Yeah,
so I mean, it's like you laid that groundwork when you didn't have anything to fucking do.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, that's nice.
But yeah, even now, like I'm still somewhat interested in that. Like I watched another good video.
Fucking do it.
No.
Come on, man, do it. All right, step 1, you're gonna get on top 10 times for Super Punch Out. Once you do that, you and I are gonna build a fucking house. How about that?
Oh, okay, good. All right.
So you can explore both. You can explore both of the things.
I remember
Construction.
One thing I worked at for a while as a kid was beating everybody in under a minute.
Yeah.
Some people it's no big deal, but once you get to like the later like World Circuit and Special Circuit, like that shit's difficult.
Oh yeah.
I remember I was finally able to do it. The hardest one was beating like Holy Carlo and Nick Bruiser in under a minute. It was hard, but I finally did it.
Fuck, man.
And whenever I was playing through them again, like for the show, I was like, I wonder how close I can get to this.
Slipping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I mean, I could get back to that point where I could do this.
Yeah.
But nah, I don't want to.
It probably wouldn't take you that long, honestly. Like,
Probably not,
Like
but-
a week of like playing it.
Like my best time on Nick Bruiser was like a minute 45 the last time I did it.
That is
so.
my favorite of the Nickelodeon game shows. Is Nick Bruiser. The one where they have the
beat kids with
contestants.
kendo sticks.
Right. They take them to Singapore, have them spray paint buildings, and just see what happens. Nick Bruiser.
Nick Kane to death.
Oh, which kid's gonna go home with the aggro cane?
And extensive skin grafts.
Mark Summers caning kids.
Yeah, I just watched that.
Just take it out as aggression from Double Dare. Oh man,
Shoving red flags up their noses and beating them with sticks.
noses.
Noses. Oh man.
What else do you want to talk about? There's Odyssey's a pretty big game.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of the moments that I really enjoyed.
New Donk City, of course.
New Donk City.
There's a musical number, which is amazing.
Yeah, and like going through an urban environment was really interesting.
Yeah, I was worried about how all the real people were going to look next to Mario.
They do look a little weird.
They do look weird,
Yep.
but at least they're not like really featured as like heavily as I thought they
Yeah.
were going to be. Because like when I first heard about the game and I heard it was going to be like open world, I was like, oh God, is it just like, does everything just take place in New Donk City? And it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto? Grand Theft Auto? Grand Theft Auto?
That's our new music podcast.
That has to exist. I will put $20 down on the table right now. Grand Theft Audio exists. There's no fucking way it doesn't exist. That and the other thing that we wrote, I can't remember. The other thing we named, and I can't remember what it was, but that exists too. I was worried that it was going to be like Grand Theft Auto, but Mario, and everything was going to take place in New Donk City, and I was going to see all these creepy humans everywhere. Fortunately, that's not the case. New Donk City.
The only thing that made me sad was that Pauline didn't recognize Mario. I was hoping for some kind of like, look who's crawling back, or some kind of banter between him and Pauline.
Yeah,
It just never
I think she
happened.
was just like jilted lover. Like she just pretended. Like she was like,
"Hey, Mario."
yeah, just saving face. You know
Didn't
what
he put
I
on
mean?
a concert?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mario's kind of a big deal. I think she kind of realizes that.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of other kingdoms that really stood out to me because they do a really good job of having the very diverse everything.
Yeah, every world is different.
I
There's-
would have enjoyed like going back and seeing like I wish they would have had to go to like the island, the Yoshi's Kingdom or
Yeah.
the Dinosaur Kingdom or something like that. Do more callbacks to some old Marios,
Yeah.
but other than that, like I feel like they did an incredible job
Did you get Yoshi by any chance?
because he shows up. I remember seeing him.
You get him in the Mushroom Kingdom. I can't remember. I can't remember what all you have to do because like it was. I mean, it was fun when I got him because it was like, oh, I got Yoshi, and then it's like he can't leave the Mushroom Kingdom. So it's like that's kind of a bummer because like I kind of was hoping that you could take Yoshi to other worlds and it kind of be a different experience.
Get to new areas you couldn't before.
Yeah.
Like that would have been nice. Yeah.
But it's like a Yoshi is essentially you just possess Yoshi with Cappy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
because once you beat it and finally go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and then it's like the ultimate love letter to Mario 64.
Oh,
because you
yeah.
could buy the Mario 64 costume, so you
Right.
look just
You
like Mario then. And
Yeah, the costume is polygonal. It's
Yeah.
like the Cloud Strife cosplay that we've all seen, built out of like cardboard with like polygonal edges and stuff like that. It's honestly the best cosplay.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
It
absolutely.
is like in my top 5.
at 100%.
I mean, it's like
I think it's the greatest non-sexualized cosplay.
you can even throw sexualized in there, and it's still on my list. It's like Meg Turney, Meg Turney, Meg Turney. Yeah, Cloud, Meg Turney.
And then, of course, there are all the buildings with like the paintings and that you can jump into. And
Yeah.
instead of moons, you get stars in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Right.
They count as moons, but
Yeah,
they're stars.
nice touch. Mhm.
So
Did
It's
you do
nice.
anything with the Luigi minigame that was added after
nope,
the fact?
saw it, and he was like, "You can play with other people. Would you like to connect now?" No.
Is that what that's
No.
about? Playing with other people?
Yeah, I was just like, no, fuck
I
that.
got
I don't
you.
know what this is about, but you're giving me a spiel about connecting to a network and other people. Nope, nope, not for me.
Yeah, I kind of did. I didn't even do that, man. Like when because when I was trying to brush up on this game so that I could like talk about it intelligently and failed, I did play the game, but what I ended up doing was just doing Dark Side of the Moon for a really long time. It took me an embarrassingly long time to do the brutal gauntlet.
We haven't played in a while, and that's not super easy.
It fucking sucked because I hadn't played in like months, and it's like, all right, let's pick up where I left off. Boss gauntlet.
Because that's the boss in every world for a while are the Brutals, which are these rabbits that Bowser has hired to get all the items he needs for his wedding.
Yeah, I don't have. They reminded me. This game makes me want to play Super Mario Land 2 really bad, and it's just because of I guess the bunny ears in Super Mario Land 2. Like the Brutals, I don't know why, but I mean it's like they just remind me of Super Mario Land 2, which that is a great game. We've talked
I'm
about.
all for doing that and 6 golden coins.
Well, that's the same. 6
Oh.
golden coins is Super Mario Land 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you just meant Land, the original Land.
Oh no! No,
Okay.
Super Mario Land 2, the number 2,
okay,
not
yeah,
also. Yeah.
Original Land for Game Boy and Land 2 6 golden coins. Like I'm all for doing both of those.
Yeah, we totally we need to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Land is so weird.
Yep.
So weird.
Because in the timeline, it takes place after everything, so it's,
Right.
it's the last. It's
Right.
the last one.
In the timeline.
Yeah.
No one needs that. No one needs a Mario timeline.
Well, it's after Peach has jilted Mario and she
Right.
marries Luigi. That's when Mario
Right.
leaves entirely, goes to this new land. That's where he meets
No.
Daisy.
And
so.
you don't have time to speedrun.
I have plenty of time to watch videos. To watch 15-minute videos.
It's just 15 minutes of speedrunning. That's 15 minutes you can put in. I gotta be like, this fucking sucked. Like, doing the brutal gauntlet was like, this is what would happen. I would try it for 20 minutes, fail, 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 and then I'd be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go play guitar because I could have been 20 minutes. I could have been playing guitar and like actually fucking learning something.
Yeah.
Instead of just
Fair.
bashing my fucking face against this wall. So it's kind of sucks that like I shouldn't have tried to brush up on the game because like I would have come into it like so much more positive. I would have been like, yeah, this game was, I don't remember everything about it, but it was wonderful. It's still wonderful, but it's like here's my pro tip. If you don't fucking stop playing the game and then like jump into the boss gauntlet, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, because once you go to the moon and just the gravity being off is so different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably my least favorite part of the game because it's just like I don't like the floaty jumping and
No, it makes
and
it very
the way
difficult.
shit goes. Yeah, it's not my least favorite. Still fun, still great, still amazing. Yeah, my least favorite part.
How far did you get? Like, how far did you go beyond credits? Like, I mean, did you finish Dark Side of the Moon? Or,
Yeah,
and all
I
that?
did the brutal boss gauntlet.
Yeah.
I started collecting stars after got to the Mushroom Kingdom, did some shit there, and then like Princess was missing, and I had to get like 245 more stars.
Yeah.
And like I only had 300 total at that point, so it
Yeah.
was like, nah,
You're done. Yeah.
I'm good.
I think I got all.
I finished the game. I really enjoyed it. Now it's taxing. Not in the place where I want that. So I'm good.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it too. But I mean, it took me hours to get to that point. Like, I mean, I don't know how many hours I put into this game, but it was a lot. And it never felt like a chore, which is really nice too.
Up until trying to play the bonus content, I enjoyed every second of it.
And I was really like going out for the moons as well. So, I mean, like still that didn't.
The first 3 or 4 worlds, I mean, I got down a guide and got some tips and got every single moon I could possibly get on every world for a while. Then that started to burn me out a little bit. I just like kind of play and enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things that was really nice about Twitch is like, you know, chat is kind of your guide sometimes. So it's like I picked up some moons just from hints from friendly people, which is nice, totally.
Because they're the scarecrows, so you have sort of the platforming challenges and the Koopa tracing the pattern or racing him, and it's just like there's a lot of fun shit in this game. One of my favorite moments that made me laugh out loud as I was playing, and spoilers, I'm gonna throw out a spoiler. You do fight Bowser.
Mario
3 times.
is Peach.
Mario, the whole time.
Mario is Birdo.
That
I wish it was a Birdo costume.
Fuck yeah, there should have been.
Especially if you put it on, it changes the music. The dun 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 dun. Yeah, it'd be great.
That because Bowser is in his white tux and he has his own hat that's not a cappy, not one of their a ghost or anything like but
it's a regular ass hat.
Yeah, that has like boxing gloves, and he will summon extra shadow hats and breathe flame at you and shit like that. And when you beat him the 3rd time, it's a pretty challenging fight, the final fight against Bowser.
I know you're going somewhere with this, but if I could interrupt for just a moment, like I do all the fucking time.
I love it.
I love that this game came out after Mario plus Rabbids because this Bowser fight is wonderful in Odyssey, and it is difficult, but it's like, dude, the fucking hardest Bowser fight I've ever done in my fucking life is in Mario Rabbids.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, yes.
Paper Mario's pretty rough too.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why I never finished Paper Mario, because you told me, like when we were recording, you were like telling me all the things that had to be done, and I was like, I'm just not going to finish the game. So I never fought him. So I can't compare the two. But like Mario Rabbids, Bowser is a fucking beast. I mean, it is like phase after phase after phase, and it's like turn-based strategy, like Shadowrun style combat. So it's just like not really. This isn't a knock against the game, but it's not what you're used to in a Mario game. You know, you're used to running and jumping and stuff like that, and it's just completely different. But I'm sorry, in Odyssey,
because once you beat Bowser for the final time, and you're on the moon, and once you beat him, the base starts falling apart, and you have to get out.
Yeah.
But there are big fucking rocks and walls everywhere. You don't know what you're gonna do.
You're trapped.
So then it occurs to Mario, oh, Bowser. So he throws his cap.
Possess this bitch.
Yeah, you possess Bowser. He gets the Mario hat, has his mustache. You pick up Peach, and he just starts fucking devastating shit. Like knocking down walls, tearing through rocks.
Yeah.
The best part, one of my favorite parts in this game is going into the pipe and becoming 8-bit Bowser with Peach on your shoulder and controlling that boss. Like breathing the fire things. It's cool. It was amazing.
It's really cool.
Loved it.
It is really, really cool. That moment and the musical number in New Donk City, I think, are like the two like highlights of this game, because like you do something similar in New Donk City where you essentially replay Donkey Kong, the arcade game.
I forgot about that.
And it's like that is like so nice. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed that like Donkey Kong didn't show up in New Donk City other than like that 8-bit rendition of himself. Like I thought it would have been like, man, I wish the boss of, New Donk City would have been like real Donkey Kong.
Yeah, or just like
or
in that big crowd, you come across the building and Cranky Kong is sitting there in his rocking chair. Something like
playing
that.
his Victrola.
That missing Granny
amazing.
Kong because she's fucking dead.
Did you notice the street names in New Donk City? They're all named like after Donkey Kong. They're like Donkey Kong references, like from Donkey Kong Country and stuff like that.
Okay, that's cool.
It's really neat.
But overall, this game's fucking good.
It's really good. If you haven't played
play
it and you have a Switch, then you should buy it and play it. I think you'll really enjoy it. If you don't have a Switch, and you're thinking about getting a Switch, go ahead and get the Switch and get this game because I think it's worth it. Have you played Breath of the Wild?
A little bit.
Okay, I was just curious because I wanted to kind of get your
That's after
comparison.
Doing Odyssey. I was like, the Switch is really fucking convenient to play. I should start playing Zelda.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man,
but then I loaned it to Jacob. So
yeah. Jacob wanted Odyssey, and I was like, because he wanted Mario Rabbids, and then he also wanted Odyssey, and I was like, I'll give you Mario Rabbids, but I gotta have Odyssey to brush up on it. And it was like a couple days ago, I was like, I should have given this to Jacob. But I'm glad you said convenient to play, because my biggest complaint about Odyssey, especially compared to Breath of the Wild, I feel like Breath of the Wild is very playable in handheld undocked mode. I do not feel like Odyssey is as much. Did you play it docked or did you play it undocked?
both.
When I played it, there are move controls in Odyssey that became staples for me.
It is harder, yeah, because there are like shaking the controllers and stuff like
To
that.
like throw your hat around in 180 degrees
yep.
or 360. I
Yep.
mean, like that move became so fucking crucial to me playing that game that it was impossible for me to play it in handheld mode. Like, I mean, it was just, I tried because I was like, oh, right, this is great. I think when we went to a con or something like that, I brought it with me, and it was just like, this is unplayable. This is a subpar experience because I can't do everything.
Yeah.
I can't do everything in handheld mode. I think that's a design flaw. And I don't get that with Breath of the Wild, but it's like I don't have that problem with Breath of the Wild. But like docked, if I'm comparing both of those games docked, I want to play Odyssey like 100% of the time over Breath of the Wild. But I don't know. That's my only real complaint about Odyssey is that it does not function the same in handheld mode as it does in docked mode.
Yeah.
So, but
Fair complaint. Fair.
but still a great game.
Yeah. Do you have any achievements for it?
Do you? I can come up with some.
Yeah, I didn't write anything down.
Okay. Like,
We can skip over this whole part because it's Patreon. So
yeah. I mean,
just
yeah.
how much
I'm
we
kind of
enjoyed
surprised that you brought it up. Run Rabbit Run. That's a Pink Floyd reference. There's an achievement. In order to unlock that, you have to collect all the moons you get from the rabbit mini games. Do you know the ones I'm talking about? Where a rabbit spawns and you have to chase it down.
Oh, okay.
And you have to dive and
Same
catch
with the
it.
fucking birds and shit, the hawks that you
Yeah,
have to catch.
yeah. Second achievement, shit hawks.
There you go.
Catch all the hawks in the game. And it's like Brutal Legend. How about that?
There you
Brutal
go.
Legend, get past the brutal gauntlet in Dark Side of the Moon. See, oh yeah, no wait, Run Rabbit Run should be a Dark Side of the Moon achievement. Run Rabbit Run is when you kill all of the brutals, you defeat all the brutals in the gauntlet because Dark Side of the Moon is a Pink Floyd album. So, and one of the lyrics and one of the songs on that Pink Floyd album is Run Rabbit Run.
I guess mine would have to be Chong's. And you unlock Chong's. This would be a throwback to our regular episodes. You unlock Chong's.
Chong's our
whenever
local
you,
Chinese restaurant.
When you
Almost
when you
as popular as Pink Floyd.
almost.
Just barely.
When you beat all the brutals, the first normal all the way through to get to Bowser, you unlock that. And I call it Chong's because once you've killed all the rabbits, like that one cook did, where they would keep the rabbit pen behind Chong's.
Yeah.
Whenever they wanted something to eat, they'd just go grab a rabbit.
Yeah.
The most brutal thing I'd seen in my life to that point. Yeah, where they would just go pick a rabbit by the ears, bring it into the table, pull out a cleaver, and cut its fucking head off right there. Skin it, have rabbit for dinner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's where meat comes from.
Yep.
It sucks, especially like having a 3-year-old because it's like, when we ask Henry like if he wants chicken and then like he goes bok bok, it's like yeah.
Yep.
It's that. You're used to seeing cartoon chickens. Wait till you see one in real life and then it'll be like, yeah, I'll eat
Fucking
that.
kill that thing.
Yeah. That fucking
I'm not
monster.
even hungry. Just
kill it. So that's it. That's all the achievements I got.
right.
Is there anything else about Odyssey that you feel like we should talk about? There probably is.
Probably, but I'm good. Feel like we've talked about it well, our love for it. Mm-hmm. We can take some calls.
You want to take some calls?
Yeah. You want to take some calls?
I'm not prepared for that, but we
Okay.
can. Yeah.
Sorry to spring that on you.
That's okay.
If I were to give this a beard, I'd have to give it a mustache. It would just be Mario's mustache.
You're possessed.
Mario's mustache, yeah. If I'm going to give it a pair of glasses, I'm going to give it the cappy glasses you get whenever you put on his scuba gear. So you get the goggles and the snorkel. So there we go. Which, for some reason, you can take off and throw underwater, and it's totally fine.
Yeah, I also didn't ask you that because I didn't know. I didn't know how this was going to go.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about
This
it.
is a very weird Patreon. I like it.
Yeah.
I like talking about it, but it's
we don't
like...
we don't usually talk about games.
We don't talk
like
about
this
games,
on Patreon.
right?
Yeah.
So it's very bizarre. So I was like, I don't know. Do I come up with achievements? And I was like, nah, I guess I won't. And
Nah.
like, sure enough, you asked me.
I asked, having prepared none of my own. So
All right, here we go.
I don't have notes or beards or glasses or anything. I was like, fuck it, wing it. We'll just see.
I don't have any notes either, which is why I wanted to talk about 30 Rock for 15 minutes. All right, here's a call. This is from 757. What's up, 757?
What's up, TADPOG? It's your beloved Adam. The title of my next autobiography, Mole Dumpster.
Mole dumpster. I feel like that's probably a reference that to something that we said in June.
Remember, yeah.
Because this call is from June of 2017. So thank you, beloved
You gotta
Adam.
explain it, Adam.
Glad to hear from you, fellow mole dumpster, which I'm assuming Tyler and I both are. I don't know. All right. It looks like beloved Adam calls back. Maybe we get more. Maybe we get more explanation.
What's up, TADPOG? It's your beloved Adam. I'm back listening to
Back, baby.
the Call of Cthulhu actual play.
Wow, that wasn't
number
June.
4, I think. Man, I'm so glad it's back. Oh, I got a harder boner than Malone does with that gooey stuff all over the wall. So good. But I wanted to call in, and it's a little bit different, but I've been calling in a couple times here and there with either my next debut album title or my autobiography title.
Mole dumpster.
So I decided I would call in and give you someone else's. So the title of Tyler Holland's next autobiography
Sticky
is
dog.
Yeah, Because.
Yeah, because
The reason why is because anytime something happens in Call of Cthulhu, he says, yeah, because you're wearing high heels, one of the heels snaps, it breaks.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, because when she shoots that gun, it scares you and you fall down the stairs.
I think that's good
And
DMing.
I'm sure it's just his way of connecting himself into the story as the narrator, but it cracks me up because he'll say, yeah, because, or yeah, and. So I figured that could be
That's
the
just
title
improv.
of your autobiography.
It's the rules.
Yeah, because. Badass, dude. Love it.
Those are the rules, Adam.
Chili dog.
Who's Chili Dog?
I still think about him gushing over, can't wait for the adventures of Chili Dog, Tiny Detective, and that drug dealer's girlfriend.
Adam calls back in August 1st, 2017. Let's see what Adam's up to August 1st.
What's up, TADPOG? It's your beloved Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Just listening to some of the episodes for the Sega Genesis, I think is what that is called.
Nailed it.
And I know that this message will get played well after you finish the list.
Oh, so
You'll
well
probably
after.
be on
Correct. Yeah, because
Shortly's top 25 Game Boy games. If you haven't done a Game Boy list yet, I think that'd be cool to do.
yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. I figured you guys will probably say this as well, either in episode 2 for Samurai Showdown or episode number 1 for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Spoilers if anybody hasn't listened to those episodes yet. But like, man, does Digital Trends just suck balls? Like, I had to go back through and look at the list of top 25 games because I was so confused as to, one, why Super Street Fighter was 3, but then, like, why Samurai Showdown was number 2. Obviously, I haven't played the game or listened to the episode, so maybe it's a great game, but, like,
No, it was
I
ridiculous.
just
It was number
rattle
2.
off
It was
games in
pretty
my
good,
mind
but-
that I know are better.
Number 2 is
Like,
a stretch.
Castlevania Bloodlines was not on this list. What?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard good things
Yeah.
about
Contra
Bloodlines.
Hardcore. Really hard game, but like the only Contra game on the Genesis. I think it's top, maybe not top 25. I don't know. But what about Quackshot and Castle of Illusion and
Quackshot
World
is
of
good.
Illusion? I don't think any of those 3 were on the list. Maybe they were and I
They
just
weren't.
missed it. But like, I'm sitting there thinking of these games and I'm like, where did Digital Trends, did they even have a library of Genesis games to play? Like,
Genesis.
makes no sense to me, you know? And I'm not a Genesis fan. Like, I have a
Genesis.
handful of games, but I can't say that Michael Jackson Moonwalker is top 25 game. It's just not. Top 25 games to own, but not top 25 Genesis games, period.
The Mega Drive.
Man,
God.
great game didn't come out. Doesn't count. Like, it was a digital game. I don't think that should have made the list. Like, I know I'm ranting about something that happened months ago, but, like,
Correct.
maybe this will refresh the conversation of what were they thinking? Are there any other games that you guys didn't see that you think should have been on there? Hyperstone Heights. I know Turtles in Time is a better game, but, like, for the Genesis, it's fantastic. Like, it's a great game. They got Streets of Rage 2, which I'll give them a great game, but I just want to hear your thoughts and see what you think and maybe you've already done this, but if you have, are there any other games you think back to now that, hey, you know what, we didn't mention this before, should be there? I just really let down by digital trends and that list. So just wanted to call in and talk and say hey and bring up some more game talk. And, man, I just love you guys. All right, bye.
We love you too, Adam.
Yeah, we do.
I was not a Genesis kid growing up.
See,
so
I wasn't either.
This
So
is a tough fucking question.
All the ones that I know of that I enjoyed are pretty much on this list, except for like the original Shining Force.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen it.
I can't. This is bad. I can't remember the games that were on the list. Like, were all the Sonic games on the list? I don't think
believe
they
only two
were.
was.
I think it was just two.
Yeah.
1 is still a good game. 3 is, if anything, should have been on the list just because it was so weird and was
and
innovative.
with Knuckles and the Sonic and Knuckles, peripheral.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Some shit should have gotten some nods. I'm trying to think of anything else I enjoyed for Genesis that wasn't on the list.
Alex Kidd.
Alex Kidd?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I mean, I know he was on Master System. I don't know. Can't remember any game. I've never played an Alex Kidd game. I know he
I haven't
exists,
either.
but I've never.
No, I don't even know if he is in a Genesis game.
I'm sure once I play Castlevania Bloodlines, like I would be appalled that it's not on there.
I hear it's a great game.
Yeah.
I've watched some gameplay and it looks good.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to play it.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I want to play it too. So, coming soon, courtesy of beloved Adam.
There was a boxing game for Genesis that I fucking loved.
Really?
Yeah. That
Do you
Brandon
remember
and I
what
used
it was
to play
called?
all the time. I don't. Brandon would know, but I do not remember.
Was it an EA game or was it something like more arcadey?
I just
like
remember
Punch-Out?
like playing it with Brandon and the boxer making something called the Beast, and it looked like the Hulk with boxing gloves.
Huh.
I just remember playing the shit out of that game. Brandon and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a friend who had a Genesis, and I do feel like most of the games that we talked about on the list he owned. So I don't know. Also, another thing is like none of the lists, like no one's happy with any of the lists. Like I feel like that is pretty much like part and parcel
Of a list.
list.
Yeah.
Is like no one's ever happy with the list.
That's perfect.
Us included.
We are
I mean,
happy, yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, that's a tough fucking job to like put a
Yeah.
list together of like, all right, so there's 700 plus games. We're going to boil it down to 25. And we want to like have nods to a whole bunch of different genres and
Things that were critically important and things that were important, just like for introducing new mechanics, but
Right.
didn't sell very well.
right.
Yeah.
And it's like Michael Jackson, like Moonwalker. I feel like that's there because it's a fucking game with Michael Jackson in
Yeah.
it. And it's like I didn't think it was a great game, and wholly different than the arcade version.
Yeah.
But it's like at the same time, shit does have Michael Jackson in it. So
It was a big deal that a lot of games like Sonic only had one injury to my memory, but like Phantasy Star did have Phantasy Star 2 and Phantasy Star 4, which I feel like was certainly saying something for
yeah,
the Genesis.
yeah, that is true. I did forget that Phantasy Star 2 was on there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 is so much better. Like way better than 2. Way better than 2.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had that experience with 4 because 4 is a good game.
Yeah, 4 is good. That's
Shining
a game
Force
I never
2 and
thought I'd
Phantasy
beat.
Star 4 fucking shaped my childhood.
Shining Force
so.
2 is a very, very good game. Very good game. And I probably wouldn't have played that if it hadn't been for this list. So even with you loving it as much as you do, because it's just like, that's a fucking commitment. Like
It's a big game.
that's a big game.
Yep.
Which is crazy when you kind of like boil it down to how many battles there are in the game, because there aren't really
Not
that many battles.
Yeah, looking over that fact, it was just like, man, this game seems a lot shorter than I thought
Yeah,
it was.
because when I was like playing it and like I was trying to gauge how far I was into the game, so there was like a fact that I would check and be like, all right, I finished that battle, and it's like, well, I finished 4 battles. I'm like, I
we
don't
got
know.
like 4 more chapters to go.
Right,
Great.
it's good. Jesus Christ, I'm breezing through this. And then yeah, it turns out the later battles take like an hour and a half to complete. And then when you die on them, like I did with Bowie climbing that fucking tower, had to start over. So, long game. Long way to say that's a long game.
But I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we wrapped it up.
Yep.
So, hey, thanks for listening to our Mario Odyssey episode and exclusively Adam calls.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, totally. And thanks for donating, because that's super important too.
Super Adam World. It's great.
Hey, if you're listening to this and you donated, you're a super cool person. So
Damn right, we thank you. We thank you so fucking
hard.
All right, we'll see you next month then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. This is gonna hurt your ears.
Good. Hurt me. Yeah.
There you go.